Intro music fades in and out. Hello and welcome. Today we are journeying back in time, not just to admire the breathtaking beauty of Machu Picchu, but to uncover the untold story of the brilliant minds and tireless hands that brought this wonder of the world to life. Forget what you think you know, because the real story is far more fascinating. Perched high in the Andes Mountains, Machu Picchu is a masterpiece of engineering. For centuries, its construction was shrouded in mystery. Who were these master builders who could quarry, transport, and fit massive stones together with such mind-boggling precision, all without modern tools? The answer lies not with aliens or a lost civilization, but with the Inca themselves and a system of social brilliance that was as impressive as their stonework. Let's start with the workforce. You might imagine thousands of slaves toiling under the whip, but the reality was quite different. The construction of Machu Picchu was a massive public works project built through a system called the mita. This was a form of labor tribute where every able-bodied man in the Inca Empire was required to work on state projects for a certain number of months each year. It wasn't slavery. It was a civic duty, a way for citizens to contribute to the glory of the empire. In return for their labor, the state provided them with food, clothing, and housing. It was an organized, state-sponsored effort that marshaled the collective power of the people. These weren't just unskilled laborers either. The workforce was a highly organized society of specialists. Imagine teams of quarrymen whose job was to find the perfect granite boulders and expertly split them using a combination of natural fractures, bronze tools, and a clever technique involving wooden wedges and water. When water seeped into the wedges, they would expand, splitting the stone along a desired line. It was ingenious, low-tech, and incredibly effective. Then you had the transporters. How did they move? Stones weighing over 50 tons up a steep mountainside. Again, no wheels, no draft animals. It was pure human power and ingenuity. They built massive earthen ramps, laid down paths of wet clay or gravel to reduce friction, and used hundreds of men, pulling with thick ropes made from llama wool and plant fibers, to painstakingly inch these monoliths into position. It was a slow, grueling process that required immense coordination and teamwork. Picture the scene, hundreds of voices chanting in unison, pulling together as one, moving mountains stone by stone, but perhaps the most inspiring specialists were the stonemasons, the master fitters. These artisans were the ones responsible for the signature Inca stonework you see at Machu Picchu, the seamless joints that fit so perfectly you can slide a piece of paper between them. They didn't use mortar. Instead, each stone was meticulously shaped to fit with its neighbors. The process was one of patient scribing and pounding. They would place a new stone on top of a finished one, trace the contours of the bottom stone onto the one above, and then painstakingly chip and grind it down until it was a perfect match. They used harder river stones as hammers and sand as an abrasive to achieve that smooth, perfect fit. This technique, known as ashlar masonry, not only created a beautiful aesthetic but also made the structures incredibly resistant to earthquakes, which are common in the region. During a tremor, the stones could dance and then settle back into place, a design that has allowed Machu Picchu to endure for over 500 years. Now, who were these people? They weren't just anonymous workers, they were families, communities. Archaeologists have found evidence of the workers' settlements near Machu Picchu. These were not temporary camps but well-established villages. They had homes, workshops, and burial sites. The skeletal remains tell us a lot. They show signs of hard physical labor, yes, but also a varied diet and relatively good health, reinforcing the idea that they were well cared for citizens, not oppressed laborers. They were a diverse group brought in from all corners of the vast Inca Empire, each bringing their own regional skills and knowledge to the project. This fusion of talent is what made Machu Picchu possible. The project was likely commissioned by the great Inca Emperor Pachacuti around 1450. It served as a royal estate, a religious sanctuary, and an astronomical observatory. The builders, therefore, weren't just constructing buildings. They were creating a sacred space that aligned with the cosmos. Windows, walls, and ceremonial stones were carefully positioned to track the sun's path, marking solstices and equinoxes. This required an incredible understanding of astronomy and engineering, all calculated without written language as we know it. The architects and priests worked hand in hand with the builders, ensuring every detail had a purpose, both practical and spiritual. So the next time you see a picture of Machu Picchu, look beyond the stunning vistas, see the quarrymen, the transporters, the stonemasons. See the families, the communities, the thousands of individuals who poured their energy, skill, and spirit into this mountain citadel. The untold story of Machu Picchu is not one of mystery, but of human collaboration, ingenuity, and a deep, abiding connection to their world. They didn't just build a city. They built a legacy, etched in stone, that continues to inspire us today. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed learning about the real builders of Machu Picchu, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more adventures into the past, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.